Hey guys, welcome back to Vinceville Custom. So today I want to do a nice long video on the whole entire 2018 Jerseyfest show. I had a great time. I'm a little bit tired, maybe you could tell by my voice. Busy weekend, non-stop going, talking, meeting new people, seeing old friends I haven't seen in a long time, just having a lot of fun. And I also learned a lot this weekend, especially with molding and casting with Smooth On. That was a really great time on Sunday and Saturday, just talking to those guys and watching their seminar. We'll get all to that in a second. So what I want to do is I'm going to get in a little bit closer. We'll stop the video, get in a little closer for all my haul of supplies. I didn't want to buy a lot of kits, even though there was a couple of kits that I really wanted, but I kind of went with the intention this year of only buying some new paints that I want to try, get some supplies, and just meet people and have fun. I have too many personal projects as it is, and I have a couple kits I'm waiting for to go up for pre-order because I really want those more than anything. So I had to really use some, you know, just kind of like stay away from the stuff and not spend the money, so I had to kind of hold off. But what I'll do is we'll go over all the stuff that I picked up. I want to show some business cards and talk about some people I met that you guys might be interested in that are really great guys. They have some good products and some stuff that are really just fun to check out. So, you know, there's a lot more out there that you might be interested in, especially if you're into monster type stuff or fabrics and stuff like that. Also, the way this will work too is once I'm done with all this stuff, what we'll do is I'll put some timestamps in the description so you guys can get an idea about where the stuff in the video, because this will be a fairly long video, of the art classes that were on Friday, which was like the airbrush and painting classes and the sculpting class, and then we'll go on to the show floor of all the vendors so you guys can see all the people that have stuff up for sale. I try to get a lot of their banners and information within my video, but my camera's not the best for that type of stuff. It's only good for like a well-lighted studio like it is now. So if there's any kind of questions, ask in the comments. I'll try my best to see if I can get you their information better. Or maybe once the Jerseyfest website and the guy who was taking all the pictures throughout the show post a bunch of that stuff, maybe we can direct you toward there. Or either the Facebook group or the Clubhouse website too. So if you see anything in the video you're interested in and I didn't get anything, like I said, well, I'll try my best to help you out. But I was trying to film as much as I could because I only had so much memory on my camera and the battery isn't that great to go throughout the whole weekend, so I always had to keep charging it. So, you know, I'm not really into the filming and taking pictures as much as talking shop and learning stuff. It's kind of like what I enjoy doing the most at the shows. So, one of the other things too is I wanted to thank Chris Delara too for the Princess Leia artwork donation for the Best Female Award. Everybody absolutely loved it. It was really great. People were asking me nonstop where it came from, and it was a really great shout out. And I really thank the guys at Jerseyfest, especially Rob, and for giving her all the information and shout outs for all that stuff. So Chris, thank you very much. Everybody loved it. It was a great prize. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to film it because the person who actually won had to get a plane ride early on Sunday, so they were kind enough with the guys to help him out and give him the award at the beginning of the show. Sadly, I was helping out a bunch of people who were packing up because I wanted to be there at the end for the awards, but it's just the way things worked out. So hopefully later on in the video you'll see the item that won that award, but they had it displayed up in the contest room against the awards, so that was really great. So other than that, what we'll do is we'll stop, I'll get set up, we'll have the camera facing here, I'll go through all the stuff I picked up, and then after that we'll just play some music and we'll just go out throughout the video and you guys can just sit back, enjoy, and just see all the stuff that has been at the show. And if you missed out, hopefully you'll come next year because it was a really great time. So okay, so let's start off with paints. I wanted to go to this show strictly for supplies, no kits. I wanted to try some new types of paints. I wanted to try different companies and just try. I just like to just experiment and seeing if there's other things out there that will help me get to certain things that I want to do that maybe some other companies are not doing. I don't know, it's just always trying new things. So I remember seeing these kits, paint kits there in the past and other places. I never picked them up, so this year I figured, you know what, it's a good chance to pick these up. So these are scale 75, from what I understand, paints. They have a flesh paint set, and then they also have this, which is kind of caters to a lot. What I do is fantasy games makeup. So I didn't really go through it all yet, but they're really good paints. From what I told them, I was picking them up, and a friend of mine who I've known a long time says they're really good. So they come with a little booklet here, and I guess they give you like little works in progress of the colors to use. Of course, I probably won't follow all this. I kind of usually do my own thing. But from what I understand, you get your value from these paints because they're really thick, and they're not literally made for airbrush. So the guys were at the table were kind enough to, you know, tell me acrylic thinner to thin them out. You use a little bit of this extender to kind of extend it, and it works out pretty good. Now this was a Michigan Toy Soldier company. I'll get in a little bit closer if you guys are interested, so you could kind of see their information. If you can't really see it too well, if anyone wants to ask, I could kind of put it in the description or reply to you and go from there. So that's what I picked up from them. They also had a lot of the AK interactive metallics and stuff. I wanted to pick up a couple, but I just picked up the metallic blue because I want to try it on my personal Captain Marvel that I'm working on from the Prime 1. But I'm not sure yet if I'll use it, only because I have to do some tests with this to see if the Spaz Clear messes with it or not. So we'll see what happens down the line. So also what I do is, it's kind of like almost a tradition now with me and a couple of my friends, is whenever we go to the show, there's always a back to school sale at Jerry's Artorama in Essex Greens, New Jersey, in West Orange. And this is pretty much where I buy my paintbrushes. So it's always a back to school sale. So normally these are almost like $3 a brush, but it was like almost $2 a brush, and it doesn't matter what size you get, they're always $2 a piece. So this is what I use a lot for sculpting. It's a different brand now because they don't have the other brand they used to, Simply Simon. Now it's a different company they're picking up, but it's pretty much like the same thing. So I just pick up these brushes. My friend picked up a bunch as well, and I was able to get my glass bottles that I need for the safety solvent. So I snag these every year. You can see how many I picked up as well, and that's always a good run to do. Plus we have a good time just to leave the show for a bit, go out there and snag some stuff that we want. Alright, so on to the other things. Complete Sculptor, which is a great company. They're located up in, I think they're in New York. Yep, they're in New York. Let me get a little bit closer on their business card. Mark, who is the owner, was kind enough to do this every year. Is whenever I need like Magic Sculpt or some supplies, they're willing to bring it to the show and I can pay in cash and I don't have to worry about shipping. So I needed my Magic Sculpt kit, which is the 5-pound kit, and they were kind enough to bring it for me, and I snagged that. It's like, I think I buy Magic Sculpt maybe like twice a year, and it usually times out whenever one is empty. The Jerseyfest show kind of shows up, and I'm able to get that. So I snagged that kit as well. Troy McDivitt was there. He did his sculpting class. He did his seminars. He also had a table selling these really cool ornaments. I didn't pick these up. My friend did. I actually did pick up, the only kit I did pick up was the Wonder Woman head ornament. Only because it seemed like it was in scale, and I'm working on a custom for myself that I needed a different head for it. And I think that Wonder Woman head would work. But sadly they sold out, so they're going to actually send it to me. But my friend's a big Wolverine fan. And he picked up 2 of them because I think he wants a yellow one and a brown head, so he can put it up for his Christmas tree. So it comes with the hand. I have to figure out where the hand goes. I really didn't pay attention, but instead of a claw, it's a candy cane. So that's really a cool little thing to it. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people know Troy McDivitt by now, but if you don't, here is his card and information. Hopefully I got in there pretty well. If I can't see it too well, let me know. I could always type it out in a reply. But those would be a fun paint whenever I get a chance. Hopefully I can get them done for him before Christmas, so he has some nice ornaments for his tree. Troy had a bunch of busts and a couple other stuff as well. But like I said, I had to keep away from all that stuff, otherwise I would spend too much money. Now, one of the cool things about the show was that I had the most fun was Smooth On. Smooth On actually had a table in the back of the room. And they also did a seminar on Sunday, which I sat in on, and I learned a lot about molding and casting. So when they did the seminar, they talk about how you mold and cast, and how the different things with moisture and resins, and the tin-based molds and the platinum molds. Really great information. I learned a lot. They handed out these books too about molding, casting, and stuff. So this is I'm going to be sitting down one day and definitely get the chance to read all this stuff. And hopefully I'll even get better at molding and casting whenever I need to make bases. And if I ever make my own little sculpts and I need to make copies, it's really great information. I was able to get a Mold Max 25 kit from them and a crystal clear 200, which mostly I went to them and talked to them about the crystal clears, only because I got a couple projects I'm working on down the line where I might want to do some like trickling of water or pond stuff with the bases, and you know, they were was able to get this 200. So thank you guys for that. I really appreciate everything you guys did with this weekend. A lot of fun, great information. I felt like I think this year was even one of those years like when I went back to Wonderfest back in years back, where I would walk away, or the early days of Jerseyfest at Dave's house, where I would walk out and I would just have so much information that I would have to sit down and just kind of process it all. But it was like that with all this molding and casting. So really great stuff there. So hopefully we'll get some more videos down the line about all this stuff, especially when I make that custom base. So, you know, give me some time on those, but hopefully near the end of the year or next year we'll have some really good videos on that stuff. So as far as all that, that's pretty much all I snagged, but I figured we'll do some shout outs to some of the people I met, so in case anyone who didn't get a chance to make it to the show, at least you got some information with their cards. Now this is Blackheart Models, really great guy, I loved him a lot. I got to sit down with him and the guys from DXA Designs. It was a Friday night. We ate at the hotel place and just sat down, we talked. Blackheart Models, I mean, they just know their stuff. I mean, he just knows exactly what's going on. He's been in the hobby so long. He was really great, wonderful to talk to. I will be getting a few items from him to paint up for some people, which is 2 monster wall hangers and a Medusa head bust. We'll be working on those next year. I'll definitely do kit reviews on them when I get them, but if you're interested, you'll see them in the video later too. But they really got some really great stuff. So it's always good to kind of change up some stuff once in a while, do some horror stuff, some zombie stuff, you know, alien stuff. So next year I'm looking forward to at least, you know, do 1 or 2 of these things. I'm more into the superhero stuff, but really great to kind of just change up. So we'll get some video reviews once I get those items in the mail. Another guy I know is Brian from Brian's Art Creations. Really great guy. He's up on my friends list on my YouTube channel. You can check out his stuff. He really does some great stuff. I usually watch his videos too a lot whenever I'm working during the day. So I like to check out a lot of the stuff he does. But he does this thing which is Little Heroes Project, where he does this stuff for children that are disabled and stuff like that. And I watched his videos on that stuff, and it's a real tearjerker. He really got to me. I told him that this weekend. I was like, you can't be sneaking me with those kinds of videos, dude. But he does some really great stuff. He had a bunch of stuff there at the show, as well as a table. If you're interested, check out his stuff. Even if you're not interested, maybe you could kind of like help out the Little Heroes Project. Really wanted to give a shout out to his stuff. So great guy, does some really great work. I like to see. I'm glad to see him every year. But if he watches, just keep up the videos, man. I like watching your stuff. So also let's see. We'll go on to the next card here. I'm probably gonna butcher this name. I think this is Nikolai Bedev. I'm not really sure. I probably butchered it. But anyway, he had a table there where he has these really great female kits, and I really wanted to snag one of them, except like I said, I just couldn't buy any more kits. I have too much personal stuff as it is. But really great stuff. I sent it to a couple of friends already that couldn't make the show to go check out his site, because they were asking me if there was any cool female stuff there. So I sent them that. He's located, I think, up in Canada. And he does have some really great stuff on his website, and he will ship the kits and everything. So I'm going to definitely try it down the line, maybe order one from him once I get the other stuff. I'm waiting for it to come up for pre-order. So really great stuff with him too. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. It's really cool stuff. Now as I was walking through the contest room, there is Mars LLC, which is a model and replica studio, and this is from George. Now, as I was walking through the contest room, I bumped into him, and he mentioned that he's seen my videos. And as we were talking, he mentions that he does cosplay stuff. So he does, especially in models, dioramas, props, cosplay, and special effects makeup for movies and television. So as we were talking, he said he does cosplay, and I interrupted him real quick. I was like, hey man, I'm always looking for people to do cloth, like capes and, you know, sashes and stuff like that, and with wiring and everything. And I told him about it, what I do, and he's seen what I've done. So he's like, yeah, we could definitely work on that. So I do have a personal project I'm working on when I want to use lambskin for a cape, and I need it wired. So he's definitely interested in doing it with me. So hopefully I could get that done. But I also mentioned, there's a lot of guys I know that are always looking for cloth, stuff on their statues to redo. So I said, if you know how to sew and you're willing to do it, I could send these people your way, because there's always people looking for cloth stuff. So if you guys can't see it in the video, let me know. I could always just reply to you in comments and give you some heads up on that stuff. And one of the last things is, this is Nick Smith, Dark Reuse Studios. Great guy. I got a chance to meet him, and he is like that young guy who's got the hunger for the hobby. He kind of, like back in the day when I was going to Wonderfest and the early Jerseyfest shows at Dave's house, I was going there and I was just asking people information. What did you use to do that? What did you use to do that? What type of chemical was this? What technique was that? And I would always leave those shows with just lists of information of what to do and stuff to buy. So he has that hunger for the hobby, and really great to meet him. He's I think he's got a YouTube channel as well that he's doing. Hopefully you guys can see that stuff. I'll get his stuff linked up on my YouTube channel as well in the friends list when I get a chance. But really great guy. We'll put some stuff in the video. It was good to meet him. Just talk shop all weekend, just laugh and have a good time. So it was really great to meet him. If you want to check out his stuff, he's definitely, I think if he just keeps at it, he'll have that hunger, and he definitely will be one of the next guys in the hobby. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, pretty much had a great time. And what we'll do is we'll stop the video now, and we'll just go throughout the whole thing. So just sit back, listen to some random music that I get, and you could pretty much see everything that was at the show. We'll start off with the classes. Like I said, then we'll go to the vendor room and then the contest room. And then what I'll do is, hopefully down the line, I'll put some of the links in the description where maybe you'll find some better pictures than my horrible camera work. But like I said, it was a great time. If you ever get a chance to come out to the show, you probably have a lot of fun. Okay guys, so I got a quick update before we get to the show video and everything. Norbert from Resin Maniacs was kind enough to help me track down the winner of the Jerseyfest Best Female Award that won the Princess Leia Crystal Leia artwork. So while I was talking to him, I asked him, I said, if you get a chance for the winner, can you contact them and see if they would be able to send a picture of the award, the Crystal Leia artwork, and the item that won it, which was the Vampirella statue, and just get me a nice picture for the video so I could show everybody. Because they had to catch the plane, and that's just the way things worked out. So he got me a nice picture of it. We're going to get to that in a second, but I wanted to give a shout out to Norbert as well, because he takes a lot of pictures for the Jerseyfest Award. So here's his card, but in the description I'm going to put a bunch of info in there for him. So if you guys want to see some maybe more detailed stuff, go check out his stuff as well. Really nice guy, and he really helped me out a lot with just getting this picture. So the winner of the award was Gordon Oberman. Congrats to him. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to that picture, and then just sit back, enjoy the music, and check out the show.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand, open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I still hear you in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees, holding on, memories never change. the whole world at our feet, hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change.